YouTube. We are back with some more match play commentary for y'all. I am joined by the Highwayman himself, Brother Bear, DJ TJ.
My woes as a tight amount player will never cease, bro. That ace, the amount of emotional turmoil that I went through after that ace was revealed, because I got so excited looking at the art, and then I saw what it did as a card, and I'm just like, oh, you're just a worse version of the heavy metal Dre ace. Understood.
Understood the assignment.
It just hurts, man.
Yeah, they really did him dirty. But anywho's, we've got some matches from Sully's Abode for you folks. Sully's is the local card shop we go to every Thursday for Digimon. Start about 6:30 p.m. Located in Bolingbrook, Illinois. So if you're in the area, want to play some Digimon, feel free to swing on by. We'd love to have you. But today's matchup features TJ himself on the left, going up against Nick on the right, who's playing Leviamon. You are playing D-Brigade, which is nice to see.
Yes, sir.
D-Brigade, it's always a fun deck. Wideboarding is always a pretty good strategy. And you've also got some blinged out sleeves by our fellow content creator, DigiPanda. For those of you who don't know, Panda's got a shop going with a bunch of really, really cool sleeves. We've got, right now, D-Brigade Fenrir Luga sleeves available. TJ is going to be rocking the Brigadra sleeves for you to see. We've also got a pretty nice Machine Dramon mat that we'll showcase in future videos. That is really, really nice. He's working on some future designs too that we've seen that look absolutely fire. So if you guys are interested in some blinged out merch, feel free to check out his channel as well as his site. And we'll try to link it in the video description below so you can check it out. But yeah, otherwise, if you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And without further ado, let's hop right into the round.
Yeah, so I've become Panda's shill. That is what I've become. That is my purpose in life. That is my sole goal. I am here to rep his merch because he's got good stuff.
He's not a bad person to show for.
No.
Both of you guys have a pretty good start here. You've got a commander with a training, and Nick here does the same. He's got a Ghazi in the back, has 2 trainings set up, which is always pretty good for Levia. I think you're looking to reciprocate the favor potentially.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do because I was worried about building in the front, and I didn't really have. I was missing 5s, which I then find. So I wasn't too sure about like just pushing up and trying to full send just yet.
Right.
It's kind of tough. Like this is a pretty rough matchup, I think, for D-Brigade. Usually, just because of all the playing things by effects, you can get punished for pretty quickly. So Nick just starts building up his line here. But D-Brigade still feels pretty good. It actually just won a store regional over, I think in Portugal or somewhere. I think it was somewhere in South America, I believe, or elsewhere. I can't remember. But it topped a store regional. It went like 501.
Yeah.
So the deck has some chops. I'd be interested to see the rest of the matchups.
Sure.
But the new Dark Tray Ace is a really good card.
Yeah.
There's some really sneaky plays you can do with it. But yeah, overall, it's a very fun deck.
So you're going to the newer version of Tankdra, which will reduce a Digimon's play cost on your opponent's side.
Reduces all the Digimon's
play cost by the amount of D-Brigade cards you reveal. Is that correct?
Yeah, D-Brigade or Digi-Police cards I reveal. I think it actually might just be D-Brigade cards. Or no, it's both. It's both.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I reduced the play cost of everything by 3, and then I'm able to pop a play cost 4 or less. So I popped the Ghazi off of that.
There you go. Okay, that's not bad. Not a bad start.
I'm
You
able
go
to go into
Brigade.
Brigadra. Yeah, Nick moves memory for me. And then reveal top 3. I'm just looking through what I want to play.
Yeah.
I
can play
spit out the Commandra and the
Commandra. It's not bad.
Yeah, because I figured I wanted the Commandra is just good for the extra DP boost. I don't have any protections, unfortunately. The stack I built, I did not see a high Commandra before I searched it, which is tough, but it's okay.
I mean, that's also never a bad thing though, right? Going up against Levia, the true and tested Cerberus engine is. If you can pop them early without stuff set up, it is pretty rough for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cerberus isn't on play, I guess.
Yeah, so Nick just goes ahead and drops the Cerberus, lets him on play the Gabu, which then he gets a search, does grab a card, so it means he can trash a card. He trashes an Octomon.
Sure.
And calls it a day.
It does kind of force you to deal with the Cerberus, because then Levia could just easily come out next turn. you know?
Yeah, correct.
But you do have 7 memory to work with, which is plenty. Question is can you find the pieces to go up into another big body here is really the big thing. So you go into a commander in the back. You've got... looks like a Leviamon. Oh, we'll just drop the Tankdra. Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
reveal,
I was in kind
and
of a
then
weird
pop the
spot.
body.
So I do that, do all those reveals. I am able to go ahead and pop the Gabu off of that. They have to go back on, they can go to top or bottom. I'm just deciding where I want to put them.
Sure.
In what order. And then we realized I forgot to gain the memory off of Satsuki.
Sure.
So we go ahead and I just correct that right now.
You're just debating on how you want to sequence it, I guess. So you go up
yeah,
top.
I had a little bit of analysis paralysis in this matchup. I won't lie. I was kind of panicking a little bit going into
Levia.
going up against Levi. Yeah, because I was like, okay, I really have to make sure I'm careful with the boards that I generate. I also was just like seeing pieces in really weird orders. So like right now, I think I don't have a Brigadramon. I don't have any means of actually clearing the fella. So I just go ahead. I just play the scramble to pass to 1.
Yeah.
Don't Evo off it because I don't have a 6 to Evo into. And then end of turn, I spit out the Commandra and the Nume. And then Commandra on play search top 5.
Yeah.
And I do run 4 Brigadia, by the way. It's not like I didn't try to be cheeky and only run like 3 or something. I'm just not seeing them.
Yeah, I mean,
really
sometimes that just happens. That's always like I feel like that's the struggle. I feel like running just like 4 level 4s. I usually feel more comfortable running like the traditional like 5 to 6. You know, like if you're reliant just on that 1 level 4, it's like if you don't see it, then you just feel so bad. And here we see the Levia come out. She'll pop the highest and then the lowest. So Brigade and Commander go bye-bye, gain the 2 memory, and we call it a day.
Yeah. And so at this point, I was just like, dang, it's tough.
Yeah.
Because I don't have... I decided to go ahead and scramble the Brigadier back on top.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Draw it, because I'm like, okay, maybe I can build a bit of a better line, but admittedly, I was still kind of stuck again. I was kind of in a weird spot. I didn't have any like resource generated.
But at this point too, like it's not a bad play to just Evo into Brigade, pop the Levia, right? Like that's not.
Well, I can't even do that.
Why not?
Brigadier only pops play cost 7 or less.
Oh.
Brigadier is incredibly limited as a card.
Sure,
like,
sure,
he has really insane ability to pop things.
For some reason, I kept thinking he could pop like the lowest DP. That's what I thought. But
I wish you just popped the lowest play cost, but no, he pops play cost worth of 7 total,
7.
Which can be really good with the Tankdra because you can lower everything's play cost by 3.
Right.
So you can put things in certain spots to where the point, like some things can be 0 play cost, and you can just pop them for they don't just count. They just don't count towards the cost.
Sure.
But Levia is 13, so I'm not.
Yeah, no, you're not touching that Gator. And then he's got a Biting Crush set up as well, which is tough.
Yeah. So I do go ahead and I Satsuki.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I go ahead and I just drop the DCD bomb. And I'm just debating which cards I want to return. I did lower the play cost by 2 already off of the Tankdra, so then my DCD bomb to Digivolve it by 1. He's play cost 6, so he's just within range for the pop.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
No, but it's all right.
It's not ideal. It's not ideal. It's not what you want to be doing, but you're scraping the barrel and doing what you can with what you got. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
you're dealing with his board state
pretty
well.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has
just forced to play out
drops
the Drago forces you to play out a body, which here,
Biting
that's
Crush.
Tough.
Play that Levia. Pops highest, pops lowest. Gains 2 memory, and then it's just like, oh, just all of a sudden, you know, like I don't have a tamer. I forgot to spit out the Satsuki. But I don't have a tamer. All I have is a single commander on board, no resources, and I'm looking at a Drago and a Levia with a rookie in the back, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this is gonna go well.
Okay.
And then it turns out Nick runs the Darktra Ace as well, so I'm like, okay, well there goes that plan to try and get a Satsuki out.
Oh no.
Darktra
spicy.
I'm just like, what do I do? Where do I go from here?
The Darktra is a good card. It's just a generically good ace card.
Yeah, it's a good generic purple ace. I mean, just having Scapegoat, being able to just de-digivolve and then pop lowest play
Right.
cost is just really, really strong.
Right.
Um,
Uh-oh.
yeah, it's pretty solid. So yeah, so we see Nick go ahead. He does go into a Levi X here. My one saving grace is he doesn't have a restand in his sources.
Mm-hmm.
So he can burn my entire security, but he can't kill me this turn, I don't think,
Ooh.
unless he sees like an ace, which I do see a DCD bomb, which I go ahead and I de-digivolve the Darktra ace.
For sure, yeah.
And I'm just deciding how I want to stack my deck.
Yeah. You pop the lop off of that. Yes. Ooh. Okay, security's throwing you a couple bones.
Yeah. So I end up in a pretty like okay spot memory wise, at least.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just trying to consider like how I want to go about this turn because I am looking at a very scary board state.
I mean, essentially, you have to win or just deal with the board at this point.
I go Nume, I tuck a Satsuki under. My thought process was like, surely there's not another Darktra ace. But I'm just trying to like decide how I want to play out the turn. I'm just like looking at my trash, just trying to think about like if like how effects could resolve if I was going to try and stack anything on top.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough too with D-Brigade. I feel like that's one of the reasons I like, as fun as I think the deck is, it is tough because you do have to always be thinking about how you want to sequence your deck, stack your deck, what's in trash, how to like put stuff back and whatnot. That I feel like my brain doesn't keep up that well with that, and I end up just missequencing things and really messing myself up. Because you really have to like think, okay, jamming, big guy.
Yeah, big jamming guy. I do put 3 cards back to get a little DP boost just to try and stack things a little bit better. I go Tanktra, draw a card, reveal top 3. They are all DigiPolice and D-Brigade cards, so I lower play cost of everything by 3, and then I pop the Drago because he has a 7 base.
Yeah.
I put everything back on top, and then I opt to leave the Satsuki in just to get the reboot.
Sure, that's fair.
Because I was like, you know what, he's choked to 1. He can't swing over me or anything. He'll swing for my security, but it's like that's fine.
Your ruin modes here potentially, yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, which is exactly what he does, which is pretty tough.
Yeah, so you go up to 5, but the not being able to have a body played out it's tough. We do see a DCD bomb, which could be helpful in at least like stalling out another turn, but with the Gobbly in the back, that's gonna be tough to deal with.
My other issue too is that I forgot to spit out the Satsuki. Like I was doing it in my games not on cam, but for some reason the second I was on cam, I was constantly forgetting my mind links. Like I just like my brain just shut off on it.
Yeah, it's a mechanic that's like sort of fallen to the wayside a bit. Like we don't see it as much now. You know, I think it was like something that they pushed really heavily back in like 14, 15, 16 era, and then we just sort of like
14 through 16, yeah.
Yeah, and then we kind of just like fell off. It was a cool mechanic. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it's still good. I'll be interested to see if they like touch upon it at all with like other tamers and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if like Kyoko has Mind Link with Alpha for 22. If that was,
so we see the Brigadra in hand. We have a DCD bomb as well. You're looking at both. Look like you're debating going into just Brigade. Yep, Brigade for 4.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Now, Tanktra allows you to de-digivolve on attacking, is that right?
No, it's when one of my bodies gets
played out. Gotcha.
I'm just trying to consider how to do things.
Yeah,
I'm debating on the DCD bomb, but I'm like, what does it really do for me?
Right now, it probably doesn't do a whole lot. Now, you could still play a body out. It will still die, right? But you still get the de-digivolve, if not mistaken.
Yeah. I do swing. I put stuff back on top.
Oh, okay. Just go into the high commander.
Yeah, just go high commander in the back.
End of turn.
Yeah, I stacked it with Tanktramons. So Tanktra will play out. I'll do Digivolve 1.
Right.
Everything, I'll go ahead and be able to reveal top 3 to lower play cost by 2, which is whatever, doesn't super matter. I'm just trying to set up on the top, put the Brigade right back on top, and then I reboot. Yeah, and the good thing is like both my bodies have blocker.
Right.
So that was, and I choked to 1, so there's not like any like weird like rush plays that can really come out right now.
Until he does that. God.
Yeah. So
Gotta love
Nick
that
starts
engine.
pulling up a bit of a line. It does pitch the rush Leviamon.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, having 2 blockers out on board is pretty good. The problem is if he deals with Brigade, that's what's giving both bodies blocker, right? So if we get rid of the Brigade-Dramon, the Tankra doesn't have inherent blocker.
Yeah,
But with one memory, like you said, it's tough for him to do that.
Yeah, I do at least have the protections.
Right.
But yeah, he swings Leviathan first. I block with the Tankra. And so now it's just like, okay. As long as like it kind of worked out for me because I was able to put myself in like in a board state where like I really like there was no way for Nick to really like, win the game there. So Nick just scoops.
For sure.
Because he doesn't have a way of closing it out, and he knows that he doesn't have any blockers. So next turn I just kind of go for it.
All right, yeah. Well, there you go. You know, I mean, it wasn't ideal.
It was so stressful.
It wasn't ideal, but I mean, you'd be able to scrape it out.
Yeah, it was very scrappy.
I think that's the one thing that when we talk about Leviathan as an engine, right? Like the top end and the idea of it's still really, really strong. Cerberus X has been talked about being on the ban list for so long now, for good reason, but it does lack the protections that we like see a lot of the big decks have nowadays, or that sort of like the tempo, right? Like it still takes a little bit of time to set up. If they deal with your stacks, like we saw early game, right, where you both were just sort of slamming down big bodies and dealing with each other's stacks. It does tend to struggle a little bit.
It can definitely put itself. It can definitely end up in weird spots, but I would say typically it's still just like
it's definitely an uphill battle for this matchup for sure.
Yeah, it wants to rely on having an explosive turn. But I mean, like Nick dealt with my board really well. Like I was at a board state of 5 cards at one point, and he just worked me all the way down to 1 little Commandramon.
Yes, he did. And a little Commandramon hits a Leviathan X, so it dies. You can go ahead and play out the Searcher Commander, I believe BT-14 or 15.
Yep.
Or 14.
To get some search. 14 is 14.
Yeah.
I grabbed the High Commandra.
Yeah, that's
depending if I want to put them on top or bottom. I think I have to
bottom?
put them on the bottom if I remember right. So I think I had my 5, my 6. I had my search stuff. I think the thing that was tripping me up was the Satsuki. Yeah, so I keep it on top actually. Sure. Never mind.
Training.
Yeah, drop a training.
Pick up the long name option. I ain't gonna try to say it.
Metropolitan Police Department, something, yada yada. I'm sure somebody will comment the entire name in the video below.
Training, assuming you pick up Sasuke. Yep, pick up Sasuke, call it a day, and leave Nick at 2.
Yeah.
Alright, so Cerberus X comes out here. We do the ting. Got a pretty decent hand there.
Yeah.
Pitches the rush deal. Can go ahead and play it out. Does not have rush, but at least played a body out, gains the memory.
He will gain rush actually off the Cerberus inherit.
Oh yeah, that's right. Just not rush off of its own effect.
Yeah, correct. So at this point, Nick's just trying to decide what he wants to do.
He's gonna go
Touch Proto Form.
Okay.
Yeah, it does go into a Leviathan X here. We'll just pop my my Commandramon and then that's put me to 2, which is pretty good. I mean, this is a scary board state to look at. I mean, that's all my security gone next turn.
Yeah, so you go into a Commandramon in the back. Go ahead, pop the boost to go to 4. Play out another Commandra. Training into High Commandra, then go into a tank here, I'm assuming, to at least get rid of the Geel.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. Prevents the restand.
Yep, I put them back on top.
We'll go Brigadra. Go ahead and do the ting. Debating what you want to play out.
Yeah.
Tank's not a bad call, but High Commander is also not bad either.
My brain was like, I can play the option again, and then Nick's like, wait, no options. Right. I forgot. Because I forgot that the options have use costs, not play costs.
Yeah.
So I spit out the Cargo Dra. I do Digivolve it first. This is a mistake on my part. Cargo just spits out the Nume, which I then used to tuck the Satsuki, and then I'm trying to spit out the Satsuki.
Yeah.
But I wasn't considering the fact that because I de-digivolved it, and
He's got another Levia target now.
The Levia X, yeah, can go ahead and go back over the stack that I de-digivolved. So I realistically should have waited and left the Satsuki.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have de-digivolved it yet. I should have had that happen after Cargodra's effect.
Sure.
Or after whatever Cargodra played out, and then I should just left Satsuki in the stack. Because
Sure.
then I could have de-digivolved it, kept my whole board, and then I wouldn't have lost the things that I did. And then Satsuki would just had to have waited.
So here we do the thing. Rechecks. This had a training.
I passed enough memory over for him to kind of go a little bit crazy as well.
Sure. We'll go ahead and swing again. Debating if you want to block here is my assumption, right?
Yeah,
we'll let it through. Decide. Scary part is
my mindset was like, I don't have protection because the Nume is not a D-Brigade, so I was like, you know what, I might as well just try and see if I can keep the body on board. But sure enough, he has Seventh Lightning, so unfortunately, I lose the spec anyways.
Go ahead, training into another High Commandra. And do you have enough to climb up the line? That's the question.
And that's point I'm just trying to decide. I think I was missing a 5.
There it is. There's a cargo.
Oh no, I do have a cargo draw.
Oh, all right.
The top 3. Yeah, I'm just deciding what I want to spit out here. I think I spit out the. I do the Satsuki. Okay.
Sure.
Crash the rest.
Go ahead and link Satsuki. And we'll go ahead and...
Yep. I go ahead and I return some cards back to the top of the deck.
That's off of the Leviamon effect, correct?
Yeah, correct. Okay. Return up to 3. Or return 3 to get +2 KDP. And then I have jamming as well, which is nice.
Yeah. Go ahead and pick up your top end pieces. Go ahead and do the check. Lives.
Yeah, and then I'm sort of like in a weird spot where I kind of just have to do it like this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I didn't have any other means of drawing. So I do go ahead, grab the Brigadra, stack the rest of my deck, so it's good to go. Put it on top. And then...
I'm assuming go into Brigade here for 4.
Yeah.
Go ahead and use end of turn effect. You can play out the Darktra Ace, funnily enough.
Yep, which I do, which I'll do Digivolve and then delete.
That's
everything with the lowest play cost, so at least I can clear the stack and force Nick to kind of have to start rebuilding.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's a way to finagle myself back into some more form of the game, and then I opt not to spit out the Satsuki because I needed the reboot to have the blocker alive. I think just in case. I also didn't want to risk myself being swung into either.
Right. Now this is so we go into Dober X. For 1 off a Protoform, use effect to go start sequencing some things. So you can draw 1, trash 1, pitching a Lop X. We'll draw off of the Suno. And he does have a Cerbex here.
His hand was in a really weird spot, but yeah, he does have the Cerberus at least still. We'll draw 1 pitch when he's just drawing a lot of like resources.
Options, yeah.
Yeah.
So he can go ahead and play out a level 3 here. Looks like he's debating the Geel, which I think is probably your best bet here, unless you want to play the Lop for the DP boost.
Either or really work.
Yeah.
Just play out the Geel. Count cards and trash. I think it does gain rush.
Yeah. Looking at your trash, it looks like it would.
D-Brigade still, it fills its trash really, really fast.
So he's looking at Anubis, which would be pretty spicy. We're also looking at his own Darktra Ace, but doesn't look like we have Levias, which is the tough part.
Yeah.
I think here you could Biting Crush here, but I don't think you have pitch anything to keep it live. You just end up popping a body. So Biting Crush is probably not
I
as
also
good.
have protections on my
Brigadra,
so it wouldn't like he could pop the Darktra Ace, but I can also just scapegoat that. It's not like a
it's kind of a dead card at that point. He's got 3 trainings, which are kind of useless right now. He's an Anubis in hand, which could pop the Commandra potentially, but yeah. So we go scramble into Anubis. Anubis effect will let him do some things.
Yep. So he's just deciding what cards he wants to trash.
3 cards.
Just pitch all the options in the Gabu, which makes sense. spits out the Cerberus for 2. Cerberus on play. We'll let him spit out another body.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's pretty
Just
good.
like that, we've got a wide board. I always forget that Cerberus isn't on play. I always just remember, like, people just always evo into him, but like on play, he's not bad either.
He's a solid card. Spit out the Ghazi, and then we delete level 5 or lower, so we'll pop the Commandra. And then the on-deletion happens where I get to spit out a Commandra. Commandra on play happens, so I grab the Brigadra. Look at the rest of the cards. I do put them on top. I opt to get the Scramble in my hand to make sure I kind of have something to work with a little bit better here this time.
Sure.
I forget to spit out the Satsuki. I really should. This was a safe space to do it, and I should have, because I could have had the extra memory, so I'm kind of kicking myself for that. But it's just another misplay on my part, which I think I literally catch it right now, but I'm like, well, it's too late. It is well too late. I have to, the other thing too is not playing D-Brigade for like...
It takes some time to get back into it.
5 sets, 6 sets. I haven't played with the Mind Link mechanic in so long.
Yeah.
I guess I played with it in Pulse a little bit, but yeah. It's been a minute. It's been a while.
So the question here is, what do you do about this board state, right? Like, I feel like because you have your 2 top ends now, it's like where you go from here.
Yeah. I do
kind of
have to
relying
swing.
on, you're kind of relying on just like a big board state. You could swing, return 3 cards off a Missimon effect so you don't work towards decking yourself out.
Yeah.
And then here, Nick is motioning towards that Darktra.
Yeah, he's thinking about it.
Yeah, so
We'll
go
do it.
Darktra.
Will the Digivolve me pop the Commandramon? I do have jamming at least still.
So where do you go from here? Now, if you have a DC D-Bomb, which we see that you do, that could pair pretty nicely. Yeah, so you go into another Brigade. We'll go ahead and pop the 2 bodies there. You could DC D-Bomb to get rid of the Darktra Ace here.
Yeah, which is what I'm considering.
It wouldn't be a bad play. I mean, Anubis will still do annoying things, but at least that way you kind of deal with his board state. Brigade's end of turn will spit out another body. You keep the Sasuke underneath. You give it reboot and blocker again. So like it's not a bad spot to be in. You just go Commandra.
I do opt to just choke. I think because I know I have a Darktra Ace sitting at the top. Yeah. So Darktra Ace hits the board.
Sure.
I Digivolve that. Pop
Nice.
low like us, so I popped that. Yeah.
I
forgot that I stacked it like that. Yeah.
Nice. And that's a board
I'll
state.
go back to 3. Yeah, so I'm sitting in a pretty okay spot. The Darktra and the the Darktra can swing, but I was just kind of scared of just swinging willy-nilly with it.
Now at this point, is there any benefit to doing DCD bomb on the Anubis? Is the question.
It depends. My fear is setting up a level 5 with the Protoform.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for
my
sure.
brain was like, I think part of me kind of wants to just leave the
choke,
Anubis. Yeah, just drop a Seal Strike to choke to 1. Just set up a really wide board with blockers.
That's a board. That is a board. Holy. All right, so
then,
we'll go ahead and do the Anubis effect, pitching 3 cards, bring out his own Darktra Ace.
But here's the thing,
Digivolve.
Nick does this really clever thing where he Digivolves me, so I lose blocker on everything, pops the Commandra. Commandra does its reveal, so I spit out 1.
But now you don't have
bottom
any
deck
blockers.
the others. But yeah, I don't have any blockers, and he's able to keep the memory over because Darktra Ace spits out for 1 basically. Still got to throw resolve effects.
That's
but
clever.
Yeah, that's game. It was a good call. I didn't consider it at all.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was anything I could have done.
No.
Even if I had,
No,
it wouldn't have mattered. Like there was no level 5 stack for me to build up on to get another Brigadra out. I also don't even think I had another Brigadra in hand.
You went through a lot of them.
Yeah. So it was tough, but it was still good games. We ended up tying because we did go to time there.
Oh. I panicked for a second because VLC just like stopped. I was like, huh? What?
No, you're fine. But yeah, no, it does end up tying. We go to time. It was still good games. It was really good games.
Yeah, I think they were very good.
Dialogue back and forth was really solid. Yeah. I was honestly really happy with how I was able to hold from 0 security for so long.
No, absolutely. You did really well. And you kind of had to play, we mentioned it already too, like kind of play outside of the like your comfort zone or in terms of like how you want to sequence things as a D-Brigade player, you kind of had to scrape the barrel a little bit. But I mean, you did really well with what you had. You know, you two were going toe to toe really, really nicely. It was nice to watch.
Yeah, it was really good back and forth. Nick played it really well too. He did a very good job.
No, very good stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Without further ado, we'll see ya on the next video. Bye-bye.